Welcome back to Clashing with Corey. My name's Corey. I'll be your host. This is part 2 of a video covering the epic war between WHF and Night Warrr. I got 6 more Town Hall 10 3-stars for you, and of course the star of the show is going to be the Wall Wrecker Siege Machine, and really tried to pick a variety of attacks where it was really highlighting, when it was used to good effect. I want to give a quick shout out to Lexnos for inviting me over to WHF. Asked him if I could come over and get some content for this video, these last couple videos, and he said sure, so thank you to that. With that, we're going to get right into our attacks. First one, we got Sunshine hitting number 16. And he's going to come in with, looks like a cold-blooded hog attack. So he's got the Wall Wrecker come down first thing, cut through that first wall, and he's got a golem down below as well. Some wizards behind for funneling. Wall Wrecker's heading straight for that town hall, right through the walls. Enemy CC comes down, he goes ahead and gets his rage out, and looks like he brought Valkyries in his CC. Always a great choice. You get that rage down right before it pops, and those Valkyries come out and tear up, enemy queens, defenses, CCs, all that good stuff. So heroes he dropped down a little bit lower. Probably didn't want him to get fried by those single target infernos, but they're going to be doing some good work from just outside that wall as well, taking out some more defenses. If you look down there, because of the siege machine, he's still got 35 hogs and 4 heals. The Wall Wrecker really eliminates the need for jumps and also eliminates the need for wall breakers. So, depending on what side of the base you're coming in on, that gives you a lot more room for spells and a lot more room for troops as well. So he's got 35 hogs coming in at this base. Using the hogs to kind of cut a path through. Hitting all the traps, of course, on the opposite side of the queen. But when you got 35 hogs and 4 heals, you can afford to hit all the traps and still get through it anyways. So his hogs are breaking up into 2 groups. That used to be a really bad thing at Town Hall 10. Used to be if your hogs were splitting up into 2 different groups, they were going to thin out and die. But with this new siege machine, we're able to bring so many more hogs and heals now that that's not always a death sentence. Now he does have a lot of skellies at the end of this attack. Would a second poison have been maybe more effective? Maybe. Hard to say how much that freeze did. It definitely froze the enemy CC and, kept him in place there for a little bit. But that poison spell would have been nice to have at the end of that as well. But since he had so many hogs, so many heals left, and got, plenty of value from his entry, he's still got enough hogs to, take care of the rest of the defenses, the skellies, and the cleanup. Nice 3-star from Sunshine, really using that Wall Wrecker to full effect there. Alright, let's go into our next attack. It's going to be hit by Huki, and just absolutely crushes 17. There's going to be a little swag at the end of this. So Huki's doing it with style. I love it. If you're going to 3-star, you might as well do it with style, huh? That's what I always say. Now, this looks like a fresh hit too, otherwise he probably wouldn't have dropped that wizard over there to die. But he adjusts really quickly, gets a loon down on that corner Tesla, and brings another wizard right in there to pick up where that other wizard left off on creating that side of the funnel for the heroes. So he got his Wall Wrecker in there, busting through those walls. It's breaking already, but look what he's got inside of it. Got a max golem coming out of it. So, it already did a ton of tanking just in creating the funnel, breaking those first 2 layers of the wall. And, funnels created, heroes are coming in, and now he's got a max golem and a giant popping out of that CC to do even more tanking. Gives the heroes plenty of time to get in there and put in some work. Enemy CC's already gone because he got his poison down on it right away. Now that max golem's finally gone, but he's going to pop his king, try and get through that wall, get at the enemy queen, get as many more of those defenses as he can. And with that expo going down there, he's broken the defensive ring, and after that, any other buildings he gets, just kind of a bonus. Manages to take out another expo. That's great, because those are really high hit points. They can really stall your loons out. Now he's starting in with the Lalo portion. Got loons and hounds coming down. Good hound placement there. Caught one of those red bombs. And got haste coming in behind, just really speeding those loons up. He's got a nice path through this base. You see it was a nice little C shape. It gets a little fat on the left-hand side, but he makes sure to haste some loons in right there to thin it up so those loons can really group up through the core. He's got a rage down to cover that core. He's got a haste coming out of the core. And at this point, he's got a heal in his hand still, but he knows it's wrecked because that's a lot of loons left. There's not too many defenses. So he's going to just hold on to that heal. We're going to speed it up for cleanup because Lalo cleanup can take forever. Gotta wait for the swag though. There it is, right in the middle, right on the enemy clan castle. I love it. Excellent hit from Huki. Got some great value from that ram and had a max golem sitting inside of it. That is a lot of tanking. It used to be you'd need like 3 golems to get that much tanking that deep into the base like that. But not with the wall wrecker. It's pretty amazing. Now let's go to number 19. Now, in my last video, I was saying how it can be really difficult to work the wall wrecker into a falcon attack. It screws with the timing, and it doesn't work on every base. You know what I mean? Well, first of all, of course, falcon doesn't work on every base, but when it does work, you have very specific entries that work well, and getting your wall wrecker to be able to utilize that entry and still go towards the town hall that lines up with your falcon is difficult. But Gollie does an excellent job of it on this attack. He picks his entry point, walks his queen down to it, and, normally it wouldn't be a very good entry for Falcon, just because kind of the L-shaped compartments right there can really split your Valks up, half going in, half going around. But with the wall wrecker, it's going to manage to bust open those first 2 layers so that the Valkyrie entry is not too bad after all. The queen's already firing on him by that time, and so they go right into the base right after her. Very nice queen walk, too, by the way. Gonna need a rage. He's got a lot of point defenses coming down on him. But that's okay. I'm sure he planned for that. Gonna get some decent value. I'm sure he probably wanted to pick up that cannon and expo, but man, it's so freaking hard to tell exactly where your queen's gonna step and go. But she does walk the right way at least, so that's a plus. Times 2 it a little bit. Kind of a long walk here. Alright, now we'll slow it back down. Now he's got his king down on the other side. Now he waited until he knew that his queen was going to walk down for sure. And then he dropped down his king and some wizards on the other side to create the funnel for his Valkyries. Then immediately after that, he drops down his siege machine. He wants to start getting those walls broken through before the rest of his Valks come down. Now he does drop his bowlers right behind the siege machine because it's already tanking and they might as well help clean up some of those buildings on the way in. So now the wall wrecker's going to come in there and tank. It busted through that first layer of walls. Looks like he had Valkyries inside of it, but by the time he releases it and gets the rest of his Valks in there, the queen's already within range, so she's going to pull him in through that inferno as well, deeper into that base. And there they go. Heading for the core now. Now the enemy CC troops are going to pull him even deeper into the core. Great plan by Gollie and excellent execution. It's really difficult to time that siege machine at the right time during a Falcon raid. I'm sure as we keep, hitting FCs and practicing it more and more, it'll probably get a little bit more natural. But it's definitely been a challenge for me to time it right as well. Because, if you time it wrong, then you could screw up your whole funnel and your Valks are running around the base. But Gollie uses it to full effect right here to get in an entry that probably normally wouldn't work all that great. Times 2 it here. Oh, I'm gonna wait. He brings those hogs in at a great time because he uses the Skelly spell to distract for the expo and the cannon and brings in all the hate of those hogs down there, knowing that the queen's gonna wrap around and take care of the wizard tower. There's great patience. Nice using the Skelly spell for distraction on the back end. Altogether, excellent 3-star for Gollie. Alright, now we're going to look at attack on number 20 by Ricky Clasher. So, this is a Bowler Witch attack. And he's also going to make use of, I believe, a Max Golem inside of the Wall Wrecker. Now, Bowler Witch got a lot stronger, depending on where the town hall is. Being able to use that siege machine to get in there, take the place of some jumps, and it's like an extra 2 golems in there. So the attack definitely got stronger. He's gonna use some quakes on the back end to open up the rest of that. Interesting choice there. Now it's gonna thin out a little bit. So he's got his golem in there, still doing some tanking, but it's a little bit thin. He had an extra golem too, so there isn't a lot of bowlers in this Bowler Witch to start with. They've already kind of died out on the bottom. Got his rage down in the core. Still got a full health queen. Still got a few bowlers in there kicking around. He really, at this point, he really doesn't have much left in the core other than his queen, and that's fine, because on this style base, most all the defenses are on the outside. There's not a lot that's in the core. Now, that being said, it definitely looks like this attack is dying down. And look down there at the bottom, he's got 4 giants. I didn't know if this was a second hit, and if he meant to save those giants. I'm not 100% sure. He very well might have planned it. Somebody else might have had a really close hit where they're like, man, if I had 4 giants to tank on the end, that would work. I don't know, though. 4 back-end giants is kind of rare, so maybe they were supposed to go down on the corners, tanking for the witches. But it works out here, because at this point, with that number of witches left, it looks like it's over. But those giants come in, take out the X-bow, and put in some work on that cannon too, and give those witches some time to work. They're going to take out the cannon too? Wow, they take out the cannon too. Came in, 4 giants, took out an X-bow and a cannon. And they're going to put in some work on that Tesla too. Crazy attack. That's kind of one where if you're watching it, you're like, this one's over. And then it just keeps going. So anyways, definitely not a dominating attack with the ram, but still, Bowler Witch is an excellent use of it, because it's going to take the place of wall breakers, and it's going to save you at least 1 jump getting in there, not to mention providing extra tanking in the core. So if you already use Bowler Witch a lot, you're already good at it, you'll definitely like using the siege machine with it as well. So now we're going to show a hit by my buddy Mango on number 24. See, last video I showed his 95% that was cleaned up right after, so it's only fair that I show his triple as well. Excellent attacker, and a great planner too. My hits always seem to go a lot better when I'm planning with him. Now this is a falcon that actually makes really good use of the wall wrecker, and it's also an interesting falcon. I've done a number of videos on falcons. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Sometimes your queen walk is freaking huge setting it up. Sometimes there's no queen walk at all. You know what I mean? Sometimes your entry is going to be very small. It's very base dependent. And on this one, he's going to use this wall wrecker to just really cut through this path and cut it through really well. He's sending his king down the side. He needs to clear a ton of buildings down that side so those Valks don't wander out of the core. And he gets his wall wrecker down there. Valks right after. Sends in his healers directly on his Valkyries. Sends in queen and bowlers after that. So he's got more Valks inside the wall wrecker, which is definitely what I like to bring if I'm trying to falcon with the wall wrecker. And at this point, they spread out. They get a little bit crazy, but, he got him into the core. He's using his spells on him right. He manages to find him and gets the rage in the right spot to break those extra walls, the heal down in the right spot to break the extra walls. Now, while he's still got Valks on the bottom tanking, he brings in all his hogs on the bottom there. He sees those Teslas pops up. He knows he's going to need a lot of power to get through those, so he drops all his hogs and a heal right on him there. They take out the Tesla farm, all those bottom defenses. Now, he's still got a queen and some hogs over on the right, and he's got hogs over there, taking out that last archer tower with a freeze spell that froze him as well. Actually, I think this was pretty heavy on hogs. He had, I think, 13 hogs for the back end on this one, if I'm not mistaken. And definitely a fresh hit. He's got a frickin' control Tesla all the way over there on the right. Doesn't matter. He still has plenty of time. Gets hogs over there, and then they run all the way back. Do they get to help with the cleanup? Maybe. We'll ×2 it here. Oh, man. It could have easily been a time fail. Those troll Teslas suck when you don't know they're there. But it's not. That's a fresh triple. Very unique entry for the Falcon, and a very creative use of the wall wrecker in setting it up. Next one we're going to show going to be Trevor, our number 17, hitting their number 26. And this is kind of more of a classic use of the siege machine that we found that's been really effective, and that's a small kill squad bringing a whole bunch of hogs on the back end. So he brings down a golem and sets a bowler over there to get a bowler bounce onto that archer tower. And basically that's probably the only thing that golem does is set up that bowler bounce. He probably could have got a little bit more value for that whole golem, but you know, it doesn't really matter in this case. Got the funnel established, and that is supremely important. So, wall wrecker breaks. Heroes are going to fall behind. What does he have in there? Does he have max Valks? I bet he does. Rage comes down. They break through. Take out the queen. Enemy CC. Queen of Wizards Wizard's gonna step up, help take out that enemy baby dragon. The queen's off on the side, doing her own thing like usual. And time to bring in the hogs while the king is still sitting in there tanking those defenses. Pops his king's ability. Still tanking some of those inner defenses. Actually tanking that. Oh, king's gonna take out that bomb tower. Awesome. Now remember, it was a small kill squads, and you don't really need jumps or wall breakers anymore. So he's got 4 heals and like 35 hogs to finish this base. And he does have a poison for the back end on those skelly traps. He's going to drop that poison down right now, followed by a heal. Take a lot of damage, that wizard tower there. Hogs split up a little bit. Probably should have had some on the back end. Maybe just a couple to help that out. But he's got so many it really doesn't matter. He's able to cover most of those last defenses with that heal as well. At least the back end of the bomb tower, which is where they're going to need it. And, you know, they thin out a little bit here. They still got one skelly following them, and they got a king to deal with, so it's a little close, but nothing too terribly bad. They managed to get the king taken care of and go help with cleanup as well. Well, that's it for this video. Again, big shout out to WHF for letting me come up. Really appreciate it, Lex, for facilitating it for me. Quite the epic war. God dang. Very close to being a perfect war on both sides. And it was a heavy war, too. You know what I mean? Had a lot of 11s, had a ton of Town Hall 10s. Both sides just really putting up a great fight. I hope you liked the video. Definitely tried to bring a variety and tried to bring attacks that were able to utilize the wall wrecker to advantage. So hit the subscribe button, and I'll keep bringing you some more Town Hall 10 videos.